The following program is rated T for teen for the use of tools and materials that can be harmful to unsupervised usage. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone, Mr. Waugh here from Mr. Waugh Media, and yes, that is my actual name. I know you might be a little bit confused right now. We just saw the season finale of Season 1. Season 2 is not being launched until August, so what the heck is this? Well, my friends, this is a special episode, a speed painting challenge. 48 hours to paint half of Indomitus. Now some of you might be wondering, Mr. Waugh, how did you of all people get your grubby paws on Indomitus? Well, the truth of the matter is, I do work for a retail store, so we got a demo copy in the mail. And I kind of want to have all the Necrons built and painted, so we could show them off. A lot of people are excited, me included. Only problem is, the launch is in 2 days. It's Thursday evening right now. I have less than 48 hours to get this project done. Now, I know some may be thinking, hey, you could just paint them black and dry brush them silver. It'll be quick and easy. But if you know me, I like to bring my A game, so even though I'm using a metallic color palette, I want to bring the noise. I really want to make this pop out, and we're going to use a brand new tool in my toolbox. Let's get started.
Alright, so we have less than 48 hours to do an entire army, so we're going to have to be smart about this. First off, we're going to primer black acrylic paint across all of the models. Now, in theory, I could use the spray paint, which probably would go a little bit quicker. The problem is, I find the odor to get really nauseating, and I don't really want that in my household. So if I do spray anything, usually I leave it outside for about a day or two. We are pressed for time, so hand brushing it is, and it's going to have to be fast. Once that's all down and given plenty of time to dry, we're going to go in with our first layer, which is a Citadel paint called Lead Belchers. And we're going to dry brush that across the entire surface. Now, if you don't happen to have this one, you can look around at alternative brands, maybe something that'll say gunmetal or a dark steel. I know Vallejo has them, Army Painter as well. You might even be able to find some in Tamiya colors, actually. But whatever it is, just make sure you find yourself a nice dark gunmetal. You'll notice on something bigger like this guy, I'm probably going to have to do 2 coats just to make sure it's on there nice and even. And man, that is an ugly looking creature. But damn, it looks cool. Alright, with that layer out of the way, we're going to go on to the next one. It's called Ruinfang Steel. For this one, you're looking for something a little bit lighter, maybe a silver, sometimes it might be called like a platinum or a light aluminum. Whatever the color may be, we're going to dry brush that across the entire surface, making sure to get all the raised areas especially, the big parts of the shell, the heads especially, and it's really going to make this whole thing pop out. Once that's all dried, we're going to go in with a shade called Null Oil from Citadel Paints. If you don't happen to have this one, you can go in with, say, a black wash of some sort, and we're going to let that soak into all the cracks, all the nooks and crannies, which is really going to make all the shadowy areas really pop out. This is the one layer you're going to have to give quite a bit of time to dry, so I recommend doing it in batches. You'll get something like this. And once that is fully dry, we're going to go back in once again with that Ruinfang Steel, aka the lighter silver color. And we're going to dry brush this once again on all the raised surfaces. And you're going to notice a huge contrast between the dark shaded areas and this bright, almost like mirror surface. And I'll do my best to sort of show you here, but that's the effect that we're going for. It's a little bit more noticeable on the larger creature here. You can see the outer shell is very bright and shining, and then we're slowly going to convert the rest of the body to match that tone. Next up, we're going to work with the accent color. Now, for me, I wanted to go something very bright, very bold. When you look at a lot of ancient Egyptian stuff, what were the main colors? There was almost a turquoise or a gold color, so that's kind of what I want to play with. I'm going to use So Tech Green from Citadel Paint, which is a very nice bright color. I'm going to use that on all the lenses, the jewels, the sort of gears of different things, any of the energy weapons. I'll do my best to sort of show you a close-up. I do apologize, my camera's really not the greatest for the quality shots, but I think you get the idea of what I'm going for. As for the warrior, again, I'm going to do sort of the energy coils, the blade on the end of the gun, probably do the eye sockets. I'm also going to do along his spine. The joints on the arms and the legs, that'll look kind of cool, but I wanted one larger piece to sort of tie it all together, and I think the spinal column should be a pretty decent piece of real estate. Once that's out of the way, we're going to go back in with Temple Guard Blue, which is a lighter, almost an icy bluish kind of color. And we're going to use that on all the lenses, the joints, the blades. We'll do a light dry brushing across all the surfaces. Now, when it comes to the weapons, I'll probably go in and do a second layer, this time laced with 1 part white and 1 part Temple Blue. That way it really pops up, especially along the edge of the blades, especially on the big boy. You're going to notice a difference there. But for everything else, a light dry brushing of the Temple Guard Blue should suffice. And you'll get something like that. I love these little scarabs, they're so adorable. And they explode. Oh yes. For the cherry on top, I'm going to use a product that I haven't actually used before, called Liquid Chrome from Molotov. And like the name suggests, it's a pen that has, well, liquid chrome inside. Probably not real chrome, mind you, because that'd be very expensive, but it's shiny, it looks nice, so we're going to apply this to all the hard edges of these models. So the edge of the carapace, the skulls, along the arms, along the blades, that kind of thing. And trust me, it really pops out. This stuff looks really good. With the main bodies of the Necrons now fully painted, it's time to go back in and start working on the base. Now, how you do it is totally up to you. You could do some grasslands, some badlands, or maybe you want snowfields. For me, I'm going to stick with that sort of Egyptian theme that I mentioned earlier, and we're going to go in with a texture called Agrelin Earth from Citadel. I think Vallejo has something similar. You glob it on like a thick mud, and as it dries, it's going to start cracking and hardening like this, leaving a really cool effect behind. Then I'll snap the scarabs back on there because I had to take them off. Their little legs were getting in the way of my brush. And you have something that looks like this. The final step is to go in with a gloss black and carefully run it along the outer rim of the base. This is really going to make the whole model just pop out. And with that said and done, we are now finished painting the Necrons. And I admit, this wasn't the most complicated colors that I could have gone with. I admit at the end of the day, I was basically just dry brushing silver over black, so touche, you were right. But I think doing the washes and doing the dry brushing, starting with the turquoise, building up the blues and layers, especially going with the liquid chrome pen at the end, I think it just makes these things pop out more than it would normally. And I didn't get a chance to sort of show all the little tricks that I pulled out on these guys. I had to do a lot of it off camera because I really was pressed for time. Especially for someone like this, the Destroyer Lord, he's an amazing model. I could probably do an episode just on him. But overall, I'm pretty proud of myself. Less than 30 hours, I paint an entire army. I'm happy.
And now, we harvest.
Well, that's been today's episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe found some useful information in there. If you did, make sure you hit the like, the share, subscribe down below, and please pass this around to all your friends. We're really trying to build this channel from the ground up. And if there's anything that you want me to build in an upcoming episode, put it down in the comments below, and maybe we'll be able to get to an upcoming episode. On that note, I am a very tired Mr. Waugh. It's approaching midnight. I still need to edit this, and I did it. Good night.
Thank you.